Ram Ram everyone. Welcome to Enthusiastic Spiritual Series. Let's welcome Shivkumar Bhaiya to give us a discourse on Bhagavad Geeta based on Swami Ramanand teachings. Welcome Bhaiya. And let's welcome Meera and Radha today for singing a bhajan for us. Welcome Meera Radha and thank you all for joining us today.
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं तुम मीरा के जैसे बुला दे नहीं तुम मीरा के जैसे बुला दे नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं कौन कहते हैं भगवान काते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान काते नहीं मेरे सबरी के जैसे खिला दे नहीं मेरे सबरी के जैसे खिला दे नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुला दे नहीं माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुला दे नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं गोपियों के तरह तू नचा दे नहीं गोपियों के तरह तू नचा दे नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं Thank you.
Thank you, Shri Ram. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Ram Ram to every meditator and welcome to you all. We are at 1.11 verse, that is 11th shloka of first chapter. अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागमवस्थिता भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि अयनेषु च सर्वेषु अयनेषु at your strategic points wherever you are situated wherever you are arranged in the battlefield ayaneshu at your strategic point cha sarveshu you all sarveshu you all at your strategic point yatha bhagam avasthita the point where bhagam that means the part the point the position yatha where you are the position where you are avasthita, very well arranged. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthita. Bhishmam eva bhirakshantu. Bhishmam eva iv abhirakshantu. Abhirakshantu, you should protect Bhishma. You should protect Bhishma. Why it is said later on we will see. Duryodhana is saying to the all warriors addressing to Dronacharya that because he was next commander of the army, so addressing Dronacharya, he is directing few things that ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthita bhishmam eva bhirakshantu. Bhishmam iv abhirakshantu. You should abhirakshantu, protect Bhishma. Bhavanta sarva ev ih. Bhavantah sarva ev ih. You in this manner, ev ih, in this manner only you fight, that you should also protect Bhishma. Let us now commiserate all this verse, that however all venerable warriors, you should without exception, while occupying your positions in the different directions as allotted to you, please fully protect Bhishma in particular. So here Duryodhana is very well afraid by seeing the large and mammoth army of Pandava. He was thinking that nobody is with Pandava and they were only 5 and they can easily be vandalized. So they can easily be defeated. However, there the matter is different. Now, along with Lord Krishna as counselor of Pandava, now they were having 7 Akshauhini army. So it is near about 14 million army. So such mammoth army was there with many of the king all around the world on their side. So though Duryodhana was knowing that Bhishma cannot be defeated, cannot be killed, so he has the boon of self assailed. That means nobody can kill him until he desires. So then also he is saying so. Why he is saying so? Because in the last class, in the last session, we have discussed that the Amba, Ambe, Ambalika, so the Amba has given curse to Bhishma that I will be the cause of your death. And in the next incarnation, she was born as Shikhandi in Drupad Pradesh. So Drupad Pradesh, somewhere in Chhattisgarh. So in that Pradesh, Drupad Pradesh, that is Panchal Pradesh. So in Panchal Pradesh, there was a king Drupad, and their daughter was Shikhandi. So that became the reason why the Bhishma was killed, because Bhishma was knowing that this Shikhandi was in earlier birth, she was Amba, and again she was later on that had converted into the male feature by some yaksh or by some gandharv. So that is the other story. So here Duryodhana is saying that all ever ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthita bhishmam eva virakshantu bhavantah sarva evi, you all at your various strategic points well located. In particular, please protect Bhishma. From whom they should protect? Shikhandi should not enter in their field, because Shikhandi was fighting from the side of Pandavas, and if Pandava managed or manipulate to enter Shikhandi in their battlefield, then Bhishma will keep their arrow and crossbow down, and he will not fight, because by seeing a female, he will not fight. Though he is now male, but then also Bhishma is knowing that she is female in earlier birth and earlier part of life in this incarnation also. So in this way, the if Bhishma is alive, then he will be the motivational center of the army, boost the army. So in this way, Duryodhana is explaining to various leaders of army, addressing to Dronacharya. Now, this all was seen by Bhishma, that Duryodhan was very fearful. Though he is ready to fight from Kaurav Sena, Kuru Sena, that is Kuru army, Duryodhana was fearful. So now Bhishma has chanted, or that is sounded conch shell, or that is shankh. So the next verse is about this only, to make their grand nephew Duryodhana happy. Bhishma, grandsire Bhishma, now sounded conch shell. तस्य संजनयन् हर्षं कुरु वृद्धः पितामह सिंहनादं विनद्योच्चैः शंखः शंखं दद्मौ प्रतापवान् तस्य संजयन् हर्षं तस्य संजयन् his sanjayan, tasya, that means his, sanjayan causing harsham, to make happy. Harsham, that means happy. So to make Duryodhana happy, tasya sanjanayam harsham kuru vradha pitamaha. Though the elder brother of Shantanu was Vali, and he was alive, but then also the second eldest was Bhishma only, Pitama Bhishma. So here it is addressed that it can be considered the next eldermost of the Kuru family. That's why here it is said Kuru Vradha, that means the eldermost of Kuru army, Pitamaha, that is the grandsire Pitamaha Bhishma, to make his grandnephew Duryodhan happy. What he has done in the next part of the verse, it has been said, Singhanadam, that is up with uproaring sound of lion, that is making such a loud sound like lion. Vinat Oche, Vinadya, that means sounding like uproaring lion. Singhanadam, Vinad Uche, very loud. Uche, that means very loud, of louder intensity. Sankham Dadmau, Pratapwan. So, Pratapwan, that is glorious Shankham, conch shell. Dadmau. Dadmau means blew. So, Bhishma blew his glorious conch shell very loudly. So, why he has done so? So that to announce now war has been started. When the conch shell in the battlefield is blown, this indicates that war is now going to start. It is an indication by the chieftain or senapati that now war is started. So he was announcing that now war is started and you should be cheerful. I am with you. Here Bhishma is declaring that I am with you and I am making a loud blew of conch shell. So you should not be fearful and don't be doubtful that I am biased towards Pandava. I am with you. Now, this was about 12th verse, 1.12. Now we will come to 1.13, that is 13th verse, 13th Shloka. Tatah Shankhascha Bheryasya Parvanak Gomukha. सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस्तुमुलो भवत् ततः शंखाः च भीर्यः च परवानक गोमुखः. Now many of the tata shankha, after that many of the warriors, great warriors, flew there. Conch shell, made sound of trumpet, made sound of drums. So after that, when Bhishma announced start of the war, at that time all the warriors of Kurusena, not of Pandava Sena, it is of Kurusena, great warriors now, Tata Shankhascha, Tata Shankhacha, Bhairya, that means Shahnai, Turahi. It is a kind of bugles. It is a kind of bugle which army also uses. So bugles and Panava, that is drums, and Gomukha, that is trumpet. So trumpet, drum, bugles and conch shell, all simultaneously different kinds of musical instrument were sounded by Tatha Shankha Shabheryascha Panvanak Gomukha Sahasaiva Bhyahanyant Sahasa Ev Abhyahanyant Sahasa, suddenly all Sahasa, that means suddenly. Sahasa Ev Abhyahanyant, that means suddenly all of the various valiant soldiers, voracious soldiers, have blared forth a such tumultuous sound which was vibrating to sky as well as the surface of earth. Such loud sound was generated by Kaurav Sena. And in answer of it, so in reciprocation of it, now Pandava also made a loud sound. That is in 1.14 verse what the Pandava have done. So first, Lord Krishna along with Arjuna made the sound of conch shell. They blew their shankh. After that, many other warriors also have done so. So let us see the next verse, 14th shloka, 14th verse. Tatah shveter mahati sanjane sthito madhavah pandavashaiv divyau shankho pradadmatu. Tatah shvetah hayeh yukteh, then in the chariot mahati sandane sthito. Mahati, that is very splendid, magnificent, matchless. Sandane, that is chariot. So the chariot which was controlled by Lord Krishna, it was given by goddess, god of fire. It was given by Agni Dev to Arjuna. So such was the magnificent chariot was that, which was controlled by Lord Krishna and having white horses. Swetah hayah yuktah. Hayah means horses, Shwetah means white. So it was that is led by white horses, whose potential never comes down and the number remains same if any of it is killed. So such was the boon given to those horses. If any killed, then also the number remains same. It was the a kind of blessings to Arjuna that this is magnificent chariot and it can never be defeated. Wherever you want to go, this chariot will lead you. So tatah shweter hayer yuktah mahati syandane sita. So grand syandane chariot on which Lord Hanuman was sitting. At its that is flag, Lord Hanuman was sitting. What it symbolizes? That is, Lord Krishna was incarnation of Ram. So when Lord Hanuman has helped Ram, then only the war of Lanka was won by Ram. And now Lord Ram is incarnated in the form of Krishna, and again it is now supported by Lord Hanuman, where the Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, these are only the reincarnation and the various figures of same Brahma Roop. So again, when the Lord Krishna is counselor and Lord Hanuman is also there, then such kind of invincible Pandavas are there and nobody can win him. So Sanjaya was indicating this to Dhritarashtra that such was the chariot and such was the counselor on whose Dhwaj Pataka, that is top, Lord Hanuman is sitting. And you should not deceive such Pandavas, because it will only make the things catastrophic and the result will be not in favor of you. Only enthroning your own son, you accepted all the false demands or that is unwanted demand, undesirable demand of your son, and it will make everything catastrophic. So this all things will be indicated in the following verses. Now, in reciprocation of the conch shell blown by Bhishma and the various charioteer, here it is saying, Tatah Shwetar Hayer Yukte Mahati Syandane Sthita. Then in grand chariot present, which is led by white horses, Madhava Pandavaschav Divyao Shankhao Pradadmatu. Madhava. Who is Madhava? Ma, that is the goddess Lakshmi. That is the goddess of fortune. So husband, Ma plus Dhav. That is the husband. Dhav means husband. Ma means Lakshmi. So husband of fortune. So where the husband will go, there the fortune will go. So always Shri will be with Pandava only, because Lord himself is present there. So whatever the sentence, whatever the name of Lord Krishna is used in Gita at various places, it is as per the context there. So Sanjaya was using those names, and it is versed by Ved Vyas, Maharshi Ved Vyas. So name was very skillfully and beautifully used. Most of the verses are sung by Lord Krishna only in Gitopadesh. However, few are converted into song by Maharshi Ved Vyas. Whatever is the talking or conversation between Sanjay and Dhritarashtra, that was in the form of verse by Maharshi Ved Vyas. So it is that part of Shrimad Bhagwat Geeta. So Madhava is the name of the husband of goddess fortune, goddess of fortune, that is Ma Lakshmi. Madhava Pandavascha. So Pandava cha ev. Here the name Pandav in particular is for Arjun only. So Madhav and Arjun, Lord Krishna and Arjun Chaev, Divya Shankhau Pradadmatu. Their divine, transcendental. Shankho, conch shell, Pradadmatu sounded. After that, when Bhishma has sounded his conch shell, now they have also to announce. So, in this case, the most respected person of the Pandava army, though the chieftain was Drishtidumna, then also the respected person was Lord Krishna. Everybody, even in Kaurasena, if we leave Duryodhana and brothers, everybody was knowing and respecting Lord Krishna. So, Lord Krishna now announced war from their side by blowing their divine conch shell. So Divya Shankha, their divine conch shell was blown. Who blown? Lord Krishna, that is Madhav, and Pandava cha ev, that is Arjun. Both have sounded. Now next comes, it was all explained by Sanjay. Now it was these 2-3 verses is explained by Sanjay to Dhritarashtra. Sanjay was charioteer of Dhritarashtra. So Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devdattam Dhananjaya Pandram Dadmo Mahashankham Bhim Karta Vrakodaraha. Panchajanyam Rishikesho. Rishikesho, again the name came here for Lord Krishna. That is who has a well control of senses. So it is Lord Krishna who was Indriyajit. So has well control over all senses. Not over all senses, but we all souls are well guided by Lord Krishna. He is only in our senses, inner side of us. And if we surrender, then we are well controlled by Lord Krishna only. That is the Supreme Lord. So if we surrender, then our senses surrender. And we are led by Lord Krishna because Lord Krishna is Indriyajit. On the other hand, that Arjuna has already surrendered to his divine friend Lord Krishna. So in behavior, he was telling him that Krishna is my friend, but deeply he was respectful to Lord Krishna and surrendered also. Otherwise, who is taking counsel from a charioteer? So he has taken counsel from Lord Krishna and ultimately prepared to fight a war. So such was a surrender by Arjun, and he was genuinely asking question, and Sri Krishna was guiding not only Arjun but all of us so that we can lead our life happily and that in the particular righteous direction. So Panchajanyam Rishikesho, that means the Lord of senses. That is Rishikesh, Lord Arjun, Lord Shri Krishna. Panchajanyam, their conch shell was named as Panchajanya. So Lord Krishna has sounded his conch shell, whose name was Panchajanya. Devdatta Dhananjaya. And the Devdatta, it is the name of conch shell. Panchajanya was the name of conch shell of Lord Krishna, and Devdatta is the name of conch shell of Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya, what does it mean by Dhananjaya? Who has won a lot of money. That is called Dhananjaya. Now, when Yudhishthir was doing Rajasuya Yagya in Indraprastha, so initially Dhritarashtra has given only a very deserted place. That is Khandava Pradesh, where nobody lives. It was a barren land, unfertilized land. That was given, and the complete Hastinapur, that is Haryana, it is all taken by Kaurav Samrat, though it was extended far west and also far north. So such was the reign, or the region which was commanded by Kauravas, and only 5 villages, deserted village, that is a kind of Khanda Pradesh, was given to Pandavas. But by their uh, ability and all the hardship, they had made it Indraprastha. Now it is New Delhi today, which is known as Indraprastha. There Yudhishthir has done some sacrifice, facial attire. That is a kind of Rajasuya Yajna was done by Yudhishthir, and for that lot of money was required. So Arjuna has gone to different side and won many of the states and collected a lot of money for his elder son Yudhishthir and King Yudhishthir. That's why the name Dhananjaya was given to Arjun, that he can manage any amount of money. And the conch shell was named as Devdatta. So here Rishikesh, that is the commander of senses, Lord Krishna, has sounded Panchajanya conch shell, Panchajanya Shank, and Dhananjaya, that is Arjun, has sounded Devdatta. Pondram Dadmao Mahashankham. Now, Pondram, after that, Bhim. So, Yudhishthir, Bhim, and Arjun. So, these are the various age-wise name of Yudhishthir, then Bhim, then Arjun. So, now Bhim has sounded Pondram. The conch shell ponder was sounded by Bhim. Mahashankham. It was also a magnificent, splendid conch shell. That is Bhim Karta, Vrakodara. Vrakodara. That means Vrakudra. It is came out. Such is the stomach of Bhim. Vrakudra, voracious eater. So Bhim was voracious eater and Bhim Karta. He has done mighty work, performed Herculean task. Bhim has only killed Hidimba. So he has done many Herculean tasks. That's why it is said Bhim Karta. Bhim Karta, who has done Herculean or matchless tasks, very splendid work, or something which cannot be done by other warriors. So such things were done by him, and he was voracious eater. So it is said that Vrak Udra. So curved stomach. So in this way, he has sound as his conch shell named as Pondram. So further, other Yudhishthir, Nakul, and Sahadev, and the other kings of various states of Pandava also sounded their conch shell, which was in the later verse. So now the next verse is 16th verse. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthira Nakulam Sahadevasya Sughosham Mani Pushpakaho. Ananta Vijayam. So this was the name of conch shell of Yudhishthir, Ananta Vijay. Ananta Vijayam Raja. So Yudhishthir was also named as king. He was the king of Indraprastha. So after 12 years of Vanvas, that is a kind of visit to forest, and 1 year he was surviving as Agyatwas, living without their identity is known to anybody. So after that, he again came for fighting the complete kingdom, but which was never given by Duryodhana, and said that I will not give you a point land equivalent to the point of needle. That's why they were fighting, because Kshatriya cannot survive without land, and they were the princess of king, so that's why they fought. For whatever injustice was done in past, they were fighting for. Now, Anant Vijayam. So Anant Vijay named conch shell was blown by King Yudhishthir. Anant Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthira. So Kunti and Madri were two wives of Pandu. So Yudhishthir, Bhim and Arjun were their sons, and Madri has given birth to Nakul and Sahadev. So here it is said that Kunti Putro Yudhishthira. Nakula Sahadevasya Sughosham Mani Pushpakaho. So Nakul blown Shughosh conch shell and Sahadev has blown Mani Pushpak conch shell. So in this way, all five Panduputra were named as Pandava, have blown their conch shells. Now, in the verse 1.17, that is the 17th shloka, it has been explained by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra that who others have blown their conch shell. Kashyasya Parameshwasah Shikhandi cha Maharatha Drashtadyumno Viratasya Satyakischa Parajita. Kashyasya, that is king of Kashi. Kashi cha, king of Kashi, that is Varanasi, king of Varanasi. So king of Kashi at that time it was named as Kashi. So king of Kashi also blew their conch shell. Param Eshuasa, who was excellent archer. Eshuasa, that means cross and bow. Param Eshuasa, that is who was holding superior crossbow and very skilled in fighting with cross and bow. Archer, very skilled archer. So Kashyasya Parameshwasa Shikhandi cha Maharata. Shikhandi was also a great warrior. So the son of Drupad, Shikhandi, son of Panchal Pradesh king Drupad was Shikhandi, who was also on that side, also blew their conch shell. Drashtadyumno, again the son of Drupad. So from sacrificial attire only Drashtadyumna was born. Draupadi and Drashtadyumna were born from sacrificial attire. That is, they were born from Yagyavedi. So from flame they have born. So Drashtadyumna for killing Dronacharya, Drupad has done some sacrificial meditation, and from that they were born. Drashtadyumna had blown their conch shell. Viratasya. Virat, that is the land in Rajasthan, Jaipur, Virat Nagar. So the Virat Pradesh king, Virat Naresh, also blew their conch shell. Satyakish cha Parajita. Satyakish cha Aparajita. Who was Satyaki? Satyaki was the charioteer of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna was also Yaduvanshi. So, the Dwarika, the magnificent Dwarika Nagari, Dwarika city was reigned by Lord Krishna, and the charioteer of Lord Krishna was Satyaki, who was also disciple of Arjuna. So, Arjuna's disciple and charioteer of Madhava, that is Lord Krishna, Satyaki, who was invincible. At last of the war, also Satyaki was not killed. Throughout the war, Satyaki also remained alive, and later on, the clash within their family, he was killed. Otherwise, within the war, he was never killed. So invincible, that's why invincible word is used for Satyaki, also blew their conch shell. Now, in this way, there was tumultuous sound in all the parts of this cosmos. Such was the vibration and sound was observed, by which the Kurusena and particularly Duryodhan was very frightened by that sound. So, this was all about how the war is going to start, is explained by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. So, this much is for today, and we will continue it in the next session. Shri Ram. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुर्भाग् भवेत्। न तोऽहं कामये राज्यं न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं, कामये दुःखतप्तानां प्राणिनामार्तनाशनं। त्वदिष्टं भवतु गोविन्द, त्वदिष्टं भवतु गोविन्द, नतमदिष्टं पाहि मां रक्ष मां। तेरी इच्छा पूर्ण हो मां, हम सब तेरे शरण। श्री राम।
Thank you, Bhaiya, for the wonderful discourse today. You explained it in so detail. It was very nice. Thank you so much. And thank you all for joining. I'm going to unmute you all. And if anybody has any doubts, questions from this chapter or from the previous chapters, you can ask Bhaiya now, okay?
राम राम गीता जी।
राम राम भैया। राम राम दीदी। राम राम प्रिया जी।
Ram
मौसी।
Ram.
राम शिव कुमार। राम राम। राम राम कुसुम दीदी।
विजया जी राम राम। राम राम।
मीरा राधा को बहुत बहुत प्यार आशीर्वाद, बहुत अच्छा भजन गाया भाई। राम राम।
Thank you, Auntie. Dhanyavad, Auntie. Dhanyavad.
अच्छा।
Any doubts, questions? Anybody? For Bhaiya? Then okay, Bhaiya. I think if anybody has any questions, please email us and we'll share it with Bhaiya. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining today. Thank you all once again. Ram Ram.
राम